Well, hello everybody, good evening, and welcome to Virtual Church here on a Sunday night, brought to you live by your host, Richard McVeigh. I'll be with you for a couple of hours, playing hymns just like that, chatting a little bit, and playing organ music as well. If you'd like me to, of course, because everything tonight, as usual, is done by request. The first hymn tonight came from Tyler. Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty. Early in the morning, our song shall rise to thee. Got there eventually. So a couple of things. So today, well, last Thursday was Ascension. So we are in Ascension Tide, which is cool because there's some pretty nice hymns for Ascension Tide, as you might expect. And over in America, today is Mothering Sunday or Mother's Day. So we should remember all mothers who are in our lives and who are doing motherly things around the world. We celebrate Mother's Day on a different day, but it doesn't matter. I just need to do something. Do you want to come behind the scenes a little bit in BIS and help me? Okay. Just notice that the camera over there is a bit dark. I don't know why. Oh, I know why. Because when I recorded the Carg Alert in the week, I did it during the day, so I had to turn the ISO down. That's something for the camera geeks amongst you. Come behind the scenes. Come with me. Come with me. Let's have a look at this camera. I think that one's a bit better, isn't it? Let's just check this camera over here. I think that one was okay anyway. Right, so I checked that earlier, but I checked it during the day when it was really sunny, so I assumed it would be okay tonight. Sorry, apologies about that. Okay, so let's crack on with some more hymns, shall we? So we started with this new thing. Look, today's Golden Favourites. If you want to sponsor one of today's Golden Favourites for a generous amount of money, because we are saving up for the next project, as you all know, the music room, praise my soul, praise to the Lord, the Almighty, the King of creation, Allelujah, sing to Jesus, HYFRYDOL, you know, the one that goes. And then When Peace. That's a lovely one. And then you guys know in America, God of Our Fathers, of course, with the fanfares. And then if you want a bit of Vierne at the end, then you got to dig deep. Let's go into our next hymn now, one which is entirely appropriate for Ascension Tide. I'm going to turn to the hymnal 1982 and play some of these wonderful hymns now for Ascension. So if you've got access to the 1982, I'm going to start at number 214. Hail the day that sees him rise. Allelujah, of course. Do you know, I was watching back last week and I thought to myself, for this week, I'd better stop talking too much at the beginning. I know people want to hear hymns, so I need to play more and talk less, but 7 minutes in and I'm still talking. Okay, let's have a go with this second hymn. Hail the day that sees him arise. I just thought as I was playing the final verse, I should probably add some extra harmonies. And I got to the end and I thought, why didn't I do it? And I was just thinking, what harmonies would I do? I've never reharmonized that before, but there's quite a few things that you could do, which is pretty cool, isn't it? Now here. That's pretty nifty. And then here, something like that. I'll do it next time. Okay, so the next Ascension hymn that we're going to have, turn over in your 1982s to 218. A hymn of glory, let us sing. New hymns throughout the world shall ring. By a new way none ever trod, Christ takes his place, the throne of God. Allelujah. So it says in the score here, fanfare at the beginning. Organists like it when they're given instructions to play loud, basically. So let's engage all the reeds. Of course, we are in the organ of Landau in St. Maria in Germany, again. Okay, so it looks like Jerry Martin has very kindly sponsored the Vierne for $100. So thank you very much, Jerry, for that. That means we've got to play it now. So that's gone. Excellent. If we can get the others sponsored, that would be even better. Good. James Palmer, my producer tonight, has confirmed that my new microphone is loud and clear. He says the voice mic is a bit louder than the organ inputs, but not an issue that needs immediate attention. Perhaps I could turn the microphone down a little bit. I could do that because I'm quite keen to get it right. There we go. How's that? That might be a little bit too quiet now. So these, look at that. Isn't it just so small, the microphone? You can barely even see it's there. If I was wearing a black shirt, then you wouldn't see it was there. The problem is, I was finding with this one, it's just too big, and you can see it, and it has lights all over it. It's heavy as well, so when you put it on your shirt like that, your clothes just fold over, and you can see my chest. I don't want you to see my chest. Not yet, anyway. Trying to lose weight. Maybe I'll do a sponsored chest showing off thing, calendar thing. If I get desperate to raise money. If I get desperate to raise money. Fanfare, a hymn of glory, let us sing. Now hymns throughout the world shall ring. Not a harmonization that I recognize. And the Allelujah at the end was a bit of a surprise. Hallelujah, 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 Hallelujah. Anyone know that? Okay, so the final. No, have we got? No, yeah, 2 more to go. From the Ascension section in the Hymnary 1982 is, the Lord ascended up on high, the Lord have triumphed gloriously in power and might, excelling the grave and hell, our captive led. Lo, he returns, our glorious head, to his eternal dwelling. Okay, let's have a go. Okay, so that was The Lord Ascendeth Up on High, the tune ACH HERR du Allerhöchster Gott. Allerhöchster, I think that's how you say it, Allerhöchster Gott. ACH HERR du Allerhöchster Gott by Michael Praetorius. Thank you for your donations coming in. I think we're getting, had Eileen once put €20 towards the God of Our Fathers with fanfares. Yeah, absolutely. That was, we had one from Glenn Snyder as well. Thank you very much, Eileen and Glenn, and Jerry and Thomas and Maria as well. Thank you very much. We'll give you some hearts, give you some love. There we go. Okay, so, oh yes, you know this one. This is a great tune. Gonfalon Royal by Percy Buck. O Lord most high, eternal King, by thee redeemed, thy praise we sing. The bonds of death are burst by thee, and grace has won the victory. And after the final verse, we have the Allelujah at the end. One of the great tunes. This is how it goes.
I really love that tune, particularly the tenor line. It's a good moment. The only problem is it's sung in unison, so the tenors actually never get to sing it. Okay, so apart from the very first hymn at the beginning of the show tonight, those were all Ascension hymns from this American hymn book. So I just thought I would explore some of the hymns from here rather than using this one, which is our English, hymn book basically. So those are from me. So if you want to get requesting for live requests, you can have those at the end of the broadcast. We'll have these pre-requests now, and then we'll go into a top 5 tonight, which comes in from Thomas Maronta, and then we'll have the live requests after that, and any organ pieces as well. So we've got the Vierne coming up, and we also had a piece by Gilmore requested by Roger Kingston. So we'll have 2 organ pieces at least. Okay, so now let's go into a request that's coming in from Margaret Kirk, who says that Sunday the 12th of May is Mother's Day in Australia and the USA, as we have already said. So I'm remembering my mum and also thankful as I've celebrated my birthday this week. Well, that's very, very fortunate that you've, I guess, survived another year. I guess that's why we celebrate, isn't it? It's that's positive news. We celebrated her birthday today. Our gorgeous little girl, Charlotte, celebrated her very first birthday. So she's survived a year with Hugo, which is no easy task, let me tell you that. They get on really well, actually. Hugo's getting on. He's learning to be a big brother. He's learning how to be a brother, if you know what I mean. You parents who had, older siblings, having to get used to a younger sibling, you know what it's like. So Hugo's getting there. He's doing really well. I'm really, really proud of him. And the weather here in this country today has been absolutely fabulous, hasn't it? Everyone here in the UK will hopefully agree with me. It's been gorgeous today. I think one of the nicest days we've had so far. In fact, we've had 3 nice days, and it's been so nice to get outside on the garden and just have a bit of family time with the gang. So Margaret, this is I guess this is, yes, you've requested this for your mum, but I think we should remember all of our mums, whether they are still around on the earth or they are around in our heads. So let's remember our mothers as we sing and as I play
Now thank we all our God with hearts and hands and voices, who wondrous things has done, in whom his world rejoices. You may have seen my video I did in the week of the Arcadelt of this, saying, where's the tune? Slightly with tongue in cheek, because I know where the tune is and I know it's where it's meant to be, but it is quite hard to identify if you didn't know it was there. And I wonder whether anybody, I guess this was the point really, whether anybody listening to the organ piece, even you know, hardcore organists, yes, there is such a thing as a hardcore organist, whether even they would know it was based on Nun Danket alle Gott, if they didn't know it was based on Nun Danket alle Gott. This very much is Nun Danket alle Gott, I promise. No faffing around here. Perhaps apart from the last verse where we might do a little bit of faffing around. There's, as Bill says, love the mixtures on this organ. The mixtures are fabulous on this organ, aren't they? These are just the this is just the great, nothing coupled to it. And even with a bigger 16 and some pedal for good measure. Fabulous, a really fabulous sound. And you have the mixtures down in the choir division. And then you have the mixtures on the swell division. And as you've heard many times already, when those are all brought together, it's a really fantastic sound. microphone's out of place because the other one weighed it down. Do you remember? I was showing. Is that better? Hello, hello. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Oh, we've had a very generous donation from Robert. Hello, Robert. How are you, my friend? Thank you very much for your $100. That's, as Brady Kilman says, holy smokes. That's very kind. Thank you very much. David Wright says, Richard has not noticed the microphone is out of place. By the way, so when I'm playing, there's a little bit of delay between what you hear and then what I hear in the room. So you'll hear the sound twice when I've got the microphone open. That's because you can hear the music in the room and then you're hearing it direct. So there's a little bit of a latency on the direct feed, which is why you hear it twice. It's just a small thing for the geeks amongst you. Good, loud and clear, David says. That's much better. Right, I like this microphone, it's good. It's inconspicuous. Alex S says about this next tune. This is actually it's a very beautiful plain song. Thee we adore, O hidden Saviour, thee. Adoro te devote. Let me just quickly find it. I love playing this. Sumptuous. Thee we adore. I just wish I have so many hymns now on here, you know, that it takes me so long to even find. There it is, Thee we adore. And Alex says this. Alex, are you in with us? I've appreciated your requests over the past few weeks. He says, I love the tune and hymn. I'm playing this hymn on an organ. So he loves playing it on an organ. So for the first verse, he couples all the foundation stops together. All the foundation stops together. Wow. Let's just do a little bit of that on this organ. Like in sort of French style. For the second verse, I had the swell reeds and the principles across the divisions. And then I'm going to forget all this. So Alex basically tells me how he plays it. But hopefully, Alex, this might be something similar to what you expect. So it's Thee we adore, O hidden Saviour, thee, who in thy sacrament art pleased to be. You know, this is a translation that we have here in the NEH, but you'll know the tune. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous plain song tune. Adoro te devote. Was it devoto? Devote, that's it. Devoto. Here we go. This is beautiful. I love this one. Oh my goodness, I really hope that that sounded as good to you in your room as it did here in this room. I'd love to go and play this organ, you know, in real life, because it just, I just think, you know, what do I think? I've got French organs, I've got, obviously got English organs, I've got a lot of Dutch organs, I've got old German organs, no Silbermanns, that sort of thing. I'm just adjusting a little light over here. But this is the organ that I think really, if you want to have an early 20th century German organ, I think this is the one to get. I think I do. If you want to play Rega, Arcadelt, that sort of early German or sort of romantic German sort of music, I think this one is it. Perhaps the Roibke would sound good on this organ, wouldn't it? So thank you very much, Alex, for sending that one through. I do hope that I played it in a way that you recognise. Okay, let's go on to where we're going into next. One from Andrew Patton, who says that these are poetic words. This is an ancient French plain chant melody, and it's "Oh, what their joy and their glory must be." Let's have a look then. Which tune do we want? Do we want the tune Regnator Orbis? We got that one here. There it is. Yeah, this beautiful little tune, this, isn't it? Beautiful little tune. Okay, guys, let's have a go at this one. What's this? He's saying it does have octave couplers indeed, but I don't have access to them on my console, unfortunately. So you could have swell octave on great, choir octave on great, or you can have obviously just swell octave on the swell, choir octave on the choir. But what I don't have in physical stop heads at the minute is swell octave on great, which I need to get because there's a few organs that do that. Here in England, we normally, if you pull out the swell octave, the octave then couples down to every manual, providing you got swell to great on or swell to choir. So you don't need to. On the most of the part, Salisbury, Hereford and a few other old Willis organs, you do have to do the swell octave on great. But for the most part, if you pull out swell octave, choir octave or solo octave, and then you pull that respective coupler onto the great, the octave is also then included. But on this organ, this particular Landau organ, it has swell octave on the swell, and if you have swell to great on, you won't get the octave unless you had swell octave to great, if you see what I mean there. A lot of people who are not organists have it's just gone. But organists, you know what I'm talking about, right? That's why I try not to talk about organ stuff too much, because I realise that my audience is a mixed, a mixed group of people, of organists and just enthusiasts. So the next hymn that has been requested comes in from Brady Kilman, who says, it's Thy Strong Word Abideth. And he says, well, since it has been a while since I have requested a hymn, I would like you to play all the verses to this hymn at full blast. Well, as much as I'd like to do that, Brady, I'm not going to do that because it's just too loud. If I just do it loud all the time, loud, where do I go? Like, if I'm playing loud, using the louder emoji, where do I go from that? I can't go any louder. Right, where is it on here? Oh, goodness me. Thy Strong Word. It was on the iPad earlier. I checked it, but it's just playing. It's playing silly beggars. When I search for something, it doesn't bring it up. Thy Strong Word. Is it this one? Let's just go to 511 in the Lutheran Worship Book. That'll be easier, won't it? I think it's the one. It's the it's Ebenezer. So I'm not going to have all the verses, Brady, because there are 6 verses, but I will have 3 verses. So I'll give you 50% of the verses. All right. We've had Ebenezer like I think every week now for the past month or so. So you don't need to have it so regularly. As good as it is, right? So let's start with a let's build it up. Okay, let's not go in straight at the the nuclear option of full organ. Let's just build it up, all right? And then we'll go from there. So it's Thy strong word did cleave the darkness, at Thy speaking it was done. For created light we thank Thee, while Thine ordered seasons run. And it's to the tune Ebenezer. There we go. Full organ at the end there. Thy strong word did cleave the darkness, to the tune Ebenezer, for Brady Kilman, who is sort of the he's waving the flag for the louder emoji. I'll keep that one on for him. I know how much he likes it. So if anyone wants to sponsor, where are we? Sponsor one of the golden favourites. So Jerry Martin has already sponsored the Vierne, so we'll have the Vierne at the end, and Eileen put some money towards God of Our Fathers, but we still have a few more golden favourites to have in. So if you want to hear any of those, please do let me know. These are the hymns that I think are the most popular on Virtual Church. The golden favourites are basically what I think you guys, well, I know that you guys love because you request them more so than other hymns. Okay, so Daniel Kubaki's up next. He's with My God Accept My Heart This Day. Let me find that, which is under M. My God Accept My Heart This Day. To the tune, well, I've got St. Peter here, but Daniel's put St. James. That's the wrong saint. It's the wrong saint, I tell you. Well, luckily, we've got the NEH to hand. I'm going to turn to page 318. Here's a different tune. My God, accept my heart this day and make it always thine, that I from thee no more may stray, no more from thee decline. To the tune of St. James, as I've said about 3 times already, for Daniel Kubaki, who says, this tune is awesome. Give it all you got. That was my best American accent. Give it all you got, Richard. That was uncanny, wasn't it? I should go into doing accents, doing American accents. Give it all you got. Spot on. Oh, chef's kiss. This doesn't strike me as a particularly loud hymn, actually, to be honest with you. This strikes me as an even song sort of hymn that you might have sort of before the sermon or something like that. But each to their own. Let's have a go. Gorgeous tune, though. Definitely agree with that. There we go, Daniel. Thank you very much for hosting that one. It is a favourite here over in England. We do have it at Evensong quite regularly. Lovely words by Matthew Bridges and editors, it says here. It's obviously been modernised or PC'd, if you know what I mean. I don't know. I wonder why Matthew Bridges and editors. So it doesn't really say what has been changed. That's odd, isn't it? It's like, you know, you get your latest Bach edition of the organ works, and it says, you know, the preludes and fugues, or the trio sonatas, J.S. Bach, brackets, and editors, close brackets. Like, what have you guys done? You know, obviously there's old scores like from 100 years ago, and naming no names, but Novello comes to mind. Some of the early Novellos, the Ivor Watkins or Ivor Atkins editions, with slurs on them, etc., and dynamics in them. You think, no, that composer didn't write that, but you haven't actually written in the critical commentary that you've added that in. So people will assume that that's how you phrase that particular phrase, or that's how you articulate it. But the composer didn't write that. Anyway, Matthew Bridges and editors, good words and a good tune by Raphael Courtsville, and a good request from Daniel Kubacki. Okay, so I'm not going to go into doing impressions because that would just be far too embarrassing. I'm just so good at it, man. Don't know what that was, man. Good day, mate. Who's from Australia? Who's from Australia? Who's a bruiser down in Australia? A Kiwi accent. I don't know what the difference between a Kiwi and an Australian accent is, to be honest with you. Okay, let's go on to Trinity Mozart. It's a good name, isn't it? It says, I absolutely never heard of beautiful and godly tune before. Okay, well, presumably you're talking about St. James rather than my accents there. St. James is a good tune. It is a lovely tune. Okay, so thank you, Daniel. Now, a tune that we might not know, so Heki, or Heike, is sending us tunes which are Finnish. He sent us a top 5 list 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. And I didn't know any of the hymns in the list, but they were all beautiful. And another one's come in. And it's not one that I know, but it's a gorgeous melody. So I'm very happy to play it. Sometimes, you know, guys, when people make a request and I don't, and I look at it and I think, you know, it's not really a virtual church type of thing, or, you know, it might be a song from a musical, or, you know, something that's just not VC, not PC, as VC. Sometimes it won't make it on, but these hymns that are coming in from Heki are really beautiful, actually. So it's, whom do I have in heaven beside you, O gracious, highest deity? On earth I long for none beside you. You are my sole security. Don't know what the tune's called, unfortunately, but I do know that it's a Finnish tune, and it's rather pretty. So let me help you learn it by soloing out the tune. On the plonk my left hand on the swell. Okay, let's have a go at this. This looks beautiful. It's in C minor. Most of Heki's requests are in minor keys. Any reason for that? Another beautiful tune. Another beautiful, really beautiful, powerful tune. Here, the harmony is gorgeous, isn't it? And then. Lovely. As Richard Allegra says, I enjoy hearing the hymns from outside the UK and the US, which is where most of our audience are based, UK and over in America and Canada as well, actually. It is nice to hear these other European hymns. So thank you very much, guys, for sending them through. Irene Sharp says it's a beautiful tune. Brooks says it's lovely. And James Palmer, my esteemed producer tonight, does ask a very, very valid question. Do we have any new people in the chat tonight? If there's anyone new, please let us know. And it's always really good to see new people coming in all the time. I think every week we have someone new, and it's also really good to see these old faces as well. Not literally, but you know what I mean, these old familiar faces. I think James Palmer is one of the few people who actually has, oh no, James Dowden as well. Oh, James actually says here, with regards to My God Accepts My Heart this day, we were talking about, where it says Matthew Bridges and editors. He says, the editors seems to take over midway through verse 3 and then continue towards the end. That's interesting, isn't it? I wonder why. Hi, Sarah. Sarah says, hi, everyone. Happy Mother's Day. Yes, happy Mother's Day to everyone. Well, particularly to mothers, and particularly honouring all mothers. Mothers to be, mothers who are, and our own mothers as well. And Doug Alderdice says, yes, I am an old face. Give over, Doug. Not at all. I think Bobby Hendley looks like the oldest. Sarah, I'm absolutely fine. I'm always fine when I'm doing virtual church. It's my favourite thing that I do with regards to work. All week, it's a pleasure to be here with over 250 people chatting, just getting to know you. I'm absolutely fine. A little bit warm, if I'm honest with you, because it has been. Where are you? Are you in England? Because it's been warm over here, hasn't it, today? But we can't complain. So Benjamin Yao is sending in a request called The Gospel Bells Are Ringing. He says, a request in return to normal programming, one with refrains and fermata. Yep, old Benji, he knows how to request them. So it's, the gospel bells are ringing over land from sea to sea. Blessed news of free salvation. Do they offer you and me? For God so loved the world. We know the words there, don't we? That's his only son he gave. Whosoever believeth in him, everlasting life shall have. And then it's gospel bells, how they ring over land from sea to sea. Gospel bells freely bringing blessed news to you and me. Words are by Samuel Wesley Martin. Samuel Wesley Martin. Not Samuel Sebastian Wesley, Samuel Wesley Martin. Give me a thumbs up if you know this one. I don't think I'll see many thumbs. Perhaps I will. Let me know. Do you know this tune? Or these words, or whatever? What a lot of fun that was. Benjamin, thank you for sending that one in. That was awesome. Catherine, who says she's listening from North Texas. Thank you for this. You're very welcome. What does Bill say? I do not know when they ring the golden bells for you and me, but I do know it, but not this hymn. Jim says, new and very nice. Gregory Potter says, new to me as well. Doug Alderley says, sounds like a camp meeting song. A camp meeting song? Presumably, yeah. I'm not going to go there. I think I know what you mean now. Ben says, I'm from Crewe, UK. Well, Ben, from Crewe in the UK, you are, of course, very welcome. I should say you are very welcome, particularly with a beard like that. That puts mine to shame, doesn't it? That is some good growth there. My barber would love that. My barber shop, it's one of those sorts of, it's a real traditional barber shop where, when I go and my beard's short, people go in and they have beards like down in their chest and they look astonishing. You know, they're groomed and properly taken care of. So Ben, huge respect for that. Anyone else rocking a beard? I think Bill Rated, you have a beard, don't you, as well? Who else has a beard? Doug, I don't think you have a beard, do you? I can't quite see one there. Bobby Hendley, your picture definitely has a beard, but I'm not going to suggest that that's a picture of you. Gregory, you've got a good moustache there, so kudos to going with the moustache. They've gone out. Actually, they're coming back in fashion, you know, in this country. I see more and more people now with a moustache. My dad used to have one, but he was in the police, so everyone in the police had a moustache. It's like if you were in the Navy, you also had a beard, didn't you? You just did. And if you're in the RAF, you had one of those silly, it's like a pencil moustache. I used to work for the MOD, so I used to work for these, you know, the Army, Navy, and the RAF. So I know I can say that. Match Leach says I am unshaved. Well, that's okay. Well, that's probably a little bit too much information there, Matt. Right, let's go on now to our top 5. Yay! So that's all of the pre-requests. Fantastic stuff, guys. Well done. Got some good requests there. Now we have a top 5 from Thomas Maronta, or should I say Dr. Thomas Maronta. And this is pretty cool because it's a top 5 list for, and he says this, the Great Mother of God. I've never heard her called the Great Mother of God, but it's, yeah, Mary, you know. And I thought it was particularly appropriate for today as well, because it's also Mother's Day, as we know, over in Australia and in America. Where else in the world is it Mother's Day, by the way? Educate me. It's not here. We've had it in this country already, but... And I think Father's Day is the same day, isn't it? Father's Day, which I can't remember when it is now. April, I think, isn't it? Or was it February? Oh, I'm not sure. I think that's celebrated on the same day. Anyway, Thomas Miranda says, I dedicate these top 5 to the Great Mother of God and also my dear mother on this Mother's Day in the United States, or Mothering Sunday as you call it in the UK. Yeah, we call it Mother's Day or Mothering Sunday. It's the same thing. May is traditionally, the month of May is traditionally the month in the Roman Catholic Church dedicated to Mary. Didn't know that, actually. I didn't know that May was dedicated to Mary in the Catholic Church. Why is that? It's a question to the chat. Why is that? Also, sadly, is the month that my dear great mum passed away. She died on Mother's Day, I'm sorry to hear that, in 2013 at the age of 19, at the age of 96, I'm sorry. I think that is actually a very positive thing, passing away at 96, because you've lived your life, haven't you? You've seen a lot, and you've had children. You might have had grandchildren. And I think anyone who lives into their 90s is, you know, massive respect. I hope I do. That would be wonderful. If I reach 50, one step at a time. Okay, so Mothering Sunday, Mother's Day. Let's go into our first hymn, which comes in from Thomas Baronta. This is number 5 in Thomas's list, all the way down to number 1. This is a beautiful tune. We've had it before, and I've played it when I go. Interestingly, I've played some of these at Arundel Cathedral, which is a Catholic cathedral. So I know these from down the road, down there. This is Immaculate Mary. Immaculate Mary, your praises we sing. You reign now in splendor with Jesus our King. Ave, Ave, Ave Maria. And it repeats, Ave, Ave, Ave Maria. The tune is called Lords. Okay, so this is the first hymn in Thomas's list. He says, this hymn was my mother's personal favourite Marian hymn. Also, it was the most sung hymn every Friday afternoon during May, crowning back in back in school. One of the first hymns, it was one of the first hymns taught to me by the good sisters of the Order of Preachers, the Dominican sisters in St. Dominic. Well, there you go. Okay, and this is what it goes like. It does have Christmas connotations, of course, and maiden most gentle, of course. You know, there's a gorgeous setting by Andrew Carter, which is well known, where the word emphasis on the Aves are different. By the way, I was trying to articulate it so you could work out when the syllables were being placed. Ave, Ave, Ave Maria, Ave, Ave Maria. Because in the Andrew Carter, it goes, Ave, Ave, Ave Maria, Ave, Ave, Ave Maria, which also fits quite nicely. Anyway, so that was number 5 in Thomas's list. Number 4, counting down, of course, as we always do, to number 1. Number 4 is a popular one here in Virtual Church, let me tell you. And it's a well-known tune across all, every church. Where is it? Sing we of the Blessed Mother. Let me find it. Come on. Sing we of the Blessed Mother, who received the angel's word and obedient to his summons, bore in love the infant Lord. To the tune, of course, ABBOT'S LEIGH. This hymn is a personal favourite, says Thomas. It is also the most requested hymn of my parish family in St. Petronil. Ooh, Thomas, where are you in the world? Where is that? And how do you say that? Petronil. I think there's some naughty chords for this particular tune in this pink book. I think we ought to have a look at them. We ought to have a look. Okay, this is a good hymn. Lots of emojis, please. And I've just reminded me, whereabouts are you all in the world? Who's in tonight? Over 230. Where are you all in the world this evening or this afternoon? Let me know where you are. I'm in Hampshire, I'm in the UK. Hello. Pretty cool. Ah, dear. Sounds great. This organ sounds really great in the room. I hope it sounds good through your headphones or through your speakers, because it does sound really good in here. I would say, and I would, you know, my opinion might account for something, but I think this is one of his best. The chap who sampled it, Piotr Grabowski, I think this is his best. You can buy it from the BIS website. If you're in the UK, you can buy it from me. So hymn number 3 out of 5, which is not strictly a hymn, but as Thomas has been very supportive over the past quite a few months now, actually, I will play it. It's actually a choral piece by Jakob Arcadelt. It's the Ave Maria. So Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, Ave Maria, benedicta tu in mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Jesus. Sancta Maria, ora pro nobis. Sancta Maria, ora pro nobis. Sancta Maria, ora pro nobis. Amen. So imagine a choir singing this, okay? Any choral singers amongst us tonight? Any choral geeks in the chat? Big shout out to you lot. Anyone know this tune? Anyone know this? So this is number 3 in Thomas's list. I'll put the background of the church on the screen so you can imagine yourself in the church as I play this, or you can imagine the choir singing it from the organ gallery. Bobby Henley is a tenor 1. Oh, Michelle seems to know it. That's good. Oh, good. I think people know it then. Maybe I'll recognise it. Let's see. Well, it is good to have people. We could have a VC choir. We've got Gregory Wanders, who sings tenor. Gregory Potter, I think. Eileen, Richard Allegra, Matt Leach, Philip Scott, Sarah Rubin. Excellent. This is excellent news. Sarah Rubin says, I'm a chorister. Sarah, where are you a chorister? In which choir do you sing? Andrew Patton, good man, Andrew. Former tenor songman at Beverley Minster. Beverley Minster is a place very, very close to my heart, with Alan Spedding, or Spud. I was organ scholar there. My first organ scholarship. My first sort of years of accompanying evensong. I sang evensong. I've been singing evensong since I was a very young boy. But Beverley was my first place where I played the organ for evensong. Ian Johnson's a tenor. Eileen's an alto. Gregory Potter's a baritone. Thomas Moronta's a tenor. All these people coming out now. Brooks is at barely a tone. That's pretty good, that. I like that. Jake says his, I don't sing a great baritone, but I am enthusiastic. Well, that's all he'd asked for, to be honest. That's all I ask for on my singers, enthusiasm. Philip Scott says we could have a virtual choir. Well, Philip Scott, we have done virtual choir. We did it in lockdown. We did it in 2020. We did, of course. Did that one. It's online. It took a very long time to do, let me tell you, because I had so many people come forwards. Way more than I was expecting and hoping, actually, because it just took me so long. And the computer could barely cope with it all. And James Mossop is also a tenor. Excellent. We have lots of people, lots of singers. So I do hope that you're all singing. I wish I could hear you all. I wish I could just somehow, I wish I could hear you all. Or maybe I don't, actually. No, I do. I do wish I could hear you. It would be very funny. No, it would be very serious. It would be funny. Particularly with all the what's called the latency and the delay. They would just make it very comical. So number 2 in Thomas's list. This is number 2 of 5. So we've got 2 more to go. Hail, Holy Queen, enthroned above. Don't worry, this is not the Sister Act version. He says, this hymn was the favourite hymn of my dear late wife, Sheila. I dedicated a top 5 to her passing back in November. Yes, you did. So this is Thomas's second list. Enough to say without choking up with tears. Yes, fair enough. Now 20 years have passed since her passing back in January 2004. Wow. Okay. So, Hail, Holy Queen, enthroned above. O Maria. O Maria. Hail, Queen of mercy and of love. This is arranged by Richard Proley? How would you say that? With a silent X at the end. Proulx at the end. What does that mean? Cool. Well, let's have a go then at this. We'll all know the tune, won't we, this one? Yeah? So I can confirm that it's pronounced Richard Pro. Thank you very much, Sarah, for clearing that up. My pronunciation, as you know, is terrible at the best of times. Thank you very much to people who've recently donated. Let me just have a look up the list. I can see Sean Peer, thank you very much for your 5. Give you a thumbs up there. Catherine B, thank you very much for your 50. Thumbs up for you guys. Hecky, who's top 5 we are doing right now. Thumbs up for you, Hecky. Jill AB, who's requested praise to the Lord, the Almighty, the King of Creation. That was our virtual choir hymn. I can't, it was a long time ago that you did that, so I can't give you a thumbs up. But thank you very much. Right, that leaves number 1 in Thomas's list. So bearing in mind, this is a list entirely dedicated to Mary. It would not surprise you, perhaps, that the final hymn, number 1 in Thomas's list, is Hail, Queen of Heaven, the ocean's star, to guide the pilgrim here below. In tempest oft we claim thy care, save us from peril and from woe. Mother of Christ, star of the sea, pray for the wanderer, pray for me. And Thomas says this hymn was the anthem of my boyhood parish, St. Mary, Star of the Sea. One of the very first hymns of Marian hymns I learned to play on the organ. I played this hymn on request of the then current organ master at my boyhood parish in 1985 at the funeral mass of my long-time pastor. He'd been there for 23 years. And this was the recessional hymn. The tune, as far as I can remember, is called Stella. I think that's right. Maybe someone will correct me if that's not right. Or maybe somebody will confirm that it is correct. But I think this tune's called Stella. It doesn't say it on the screen. So thank you very much, Thomas, for your top 5. And here is your number 1. gorgeous tune, gorgeous hymn, and if I'm not mistaken, was sung at the funeral of David Ames. Something saying here, a guy, MP who was murdered in Scotland, Scottish MP, a few years ago. Do you remember?
He wasn't Scottish MP.
No, he was Scottish.
Kent. Oh.
No, he was. I think he was a Scottish MP.
I thought he was an MP in Kent.
Was he?
David Ames.
Yeah.
I think he was somewhere down in.
Why did I think he was Scottish then?
I don't know.
But I think that was sung at his funeral. That's what I was just going to say. In Westminster Cathedral. So that was Thomas Moranta's top 5. So we had Immaculate Mary, so the tune Lords, Sing We of the Blessed Mother, ABBOT'S LEIGH, Ave Maria by Jacob Arcadelt, a choral piece, Hail Holy Queen Enthroned Above, arranged by Richard Pro, and then Hail Queen of Heaven, the Ocean's Star, so the tune Stella.
Oh yeah, I think you're right, PGM music, it was Essex. That's not too far from Kent, is it? I knew it was somewhere that way. Definitely wasn't Sussex.
Is he Scottish then?
I don't think so.
No. Oh, okay. I had Scotland in my head for some reason. But anyway, that's not clearly.
Southend-on-Sea.
Yeah. It's A. Isn't it A? Yeah. Well, it's yeah. So you know who I'm talking about there, right? So it's just getting a bit confused with locations. So thank you very much, Thomas. Thank you very much indeed. I've had a few top 5s sent in. So you can send me your top 5. Here's a good opportunity for someone to send in a top 5 hymns for Pentecost. Pentecost is very, very close.
Sorry.
And there are... How unprofessional. Quiet in the back, please.
I was trying to load your video so I could chat, and it loads of mad.
All right, I'll let you off then. Yeah, I might get what? Less than a penny for that. The adverts pay so little these days. What was I saying? You weren't listening, so I had no point of asking you. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, top 5 for Pentecost. If anybody wants to send me a top 5 for Pentecost, please do. Got lots of people watching, so I'm sure someone can pen me a Pentecostal top 5. Okay, now into sort of the more informal part of virtual church.
Is this mine? This contraption?
Yeah, we've already been through this online.
Wow.
Just saying how cool they are.
Amazed that you actually trust me.
Careful, it's live that, so all that clicking you're doing is deafening people. No, it's facing the wrong way. It has to face upwards, doesn't it? There's the condenser.
That's me told, everyone. That's me told.
There we go.
What do you think,
Microphone test, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, microphone test. What are you doing? She's got absolutely mad.
Purring.
Oh, cat test, purr test. Right then, so we have a few requests to get through. So we have...
Purring.
As soon as you come, it just turned carnage. It was zen.
I've got
curry. Yeah.
I've got curry all over my t-shirt.
Just sums you up, doesn't it?
The dangers of feeding 2 small children curry and wearing a white t-shirt, it's absolutely everywhere.
It is everywhere, you're right.
So I've covered it up with a shirt in the hope that no one will see it.
Look, where's the complete Anglican? There it is.
It said by now, don't move, Nala. Look, she was leaning against that.
She was using it as a lean.
She was leaning against
leaning
it.
as a pillow, a very comfy pillow. So Maria, is this your surname or is this your new Sweden name? Look, yes, there she is. Has requested, calm me, Lord. We all need a bit of that, don't we? So 924. Wow, that's near the end of this hymn book. Let's have a look. Ooh. I don't know this one. It's very short, so I'm going to have to play it a few times, perhaps. Let's have a go. Get the flutes fired up. Okay, calm me, Lord, as you calmed the storm. Still me, Lord, keep me from harm. Let all the tumult within me cease. Enfold me, Lord, in your peace. And then at that point it will repeat. I guess this is, it feels like a bit of a Taizé type thing. It's sort of quite short, and then repeats. Is it the sort of thing that would be sung at Taizé? Taizé is not my expertise, so I wouldn't know. It's a genuine question. Is this sung at Taizé?
Nala is now leaning against the revised English hymnal.
Well, yes, they can see her.
Oh no, it's not the revised, it's common praise.
Common praise, well, common praise for a common cat.
She's not common.
Ooh, ooh. Well, she was born and brought up on a council estate.
Exceptional cat.
Come on, let's crack on with calm. Need some calm in our lives, don't we, Maria? So there we go. That was Calm Me Lord. Words were by David Adam, and the tune, the music, was by Margaret Ritza. Did anyone confirm that that was a Taizé style piece of music? I think it very much felt like it, and it felt very obviously, but it felt very calming. Calm Me Lord. It's the sort of thing that you might have had played or sung or chanted during the prayers. You know, as a prayer's been read by a single person, you might have this, I guess, just played on the organ, just like that, or sung by a choir quietly. Sometimes we do that at Romsey, actually, when the prayers are being read. The choir will sing, after each prayer, they'll sing something like, what is it? You know, that sort of thing, and I think that would work as well. Anyway, let's push on to next hymn, which comes in from Glenn Snyder, who's requested a Russian hymn. It's God the Omnipotent. Okay, it's... Ooh, where's our smelly hymn book? I think our smelly hymn book's probably in the cupboard. I know exactly the one you mean, Glenn. I love the smell of a hymn book, particularly the old ones. But more, I think, helpfully, James, as always, has come up trumps and has emailed it. So it's... doesn't smell, really. The iPad just smells metal. God the Omnipotent, King who ordainest, thunder, thy clarion, got one, a few of those, the lightning, thy sword, show forth thy pity on high where thou reignest. Give to us peace in our time, O Lord. Glenn says, any reason for requesting this one, Glenn? Or just because you like it? Richard Lego says, not sure if Calm Me is strictly Taizé, but it's a similar sort of style. Oh Lord, Hear My Prayer is definitely a Taizé song. Yeah. Okay, so let's have a go at this one then. For Glenn Snyder, who very kindly sent in $10. So thank you very much, Glenn, for all that. Matt Leach simply says, this one is so deeply familiar. And Catherine B says, hearing so many beautiful hymns I have not heard before. It's one of the reasons why I love virtual church so much, Catherine, is because I hear lots of hymns and play lots of hymns that I've never heard or played before. And it's a good education. Bobby Hendley says, I don't think I've played this one in about 40 years. That long. It's a good tune, isn't it? So thank you very much, Glenn, for requesting that one and reminding us of it and introducing it to some of us as well. Brooks says, amazing, amazing. And Bill Ratey says, amazing, tune, 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 tune. BIS in a heart. PGM Music says it's used in the 1812 overture. Oh, is it? Well, that would make sense if it's the Russian. Is it called Russian hymn? I can't place it in the 1812. I must admit, it's not a piece that I know particularly well. I know the big tunes from it, but yeah, I can't place that particular one. Okay, so where are we going to next? Bill Ratey has sent in a request in remembrance of his mother. Let me find it over on this screen. The Lord is my shepherd, remembrance of my mother. And he's emailed it through to my email address. Bill is very organised and does things properly. Thank you very much. So actually we have one more hymn after this, and that is it. So if you want to sponsor any more hymns, then please do. Otherwise, we'll go into the Vierne, which has been sponsored. Today's Golden Favourites has been sponsored by Jerry. So thank you very much, Jerry. Hey, Lucy's Sweet Potatoes in.
Yay! The evil P.
Good evening.
Evil P.
Evil P. I know. Have we got any Sweet Potato books? Have they all gone back to the library?
No, they've all gone back.
Have they?
Yeah, we had the original one, and then we had Bubbly Troubly.
I don't remember that one.
Bubbly Troubly, you do?
I don't think I read that one.
Got lost in all the bubbles.
Oh, that was that one, was it?
Yeah, that's why it's called Bubbly Troubly.
Makes sense. I thought the super. Okay, right. So Sweet Potato was like the hero, and then they had different titles.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mystic Mango helped as well in Bubbly Troubly.
Well, with a name like Mystic Mango, she's got to help, hasn't she?
I think he might have been a man. I don't know. Difficult to know. Difficult to know.
I think probably gender neutral, aren't they? So Bill Ratey has requested this one. It's the Lord is my shepherd, no want shall I know. I feed in green pastures, safe folded I rest. He leadeth my soul where the still waters flow, restores me when wandering, redeems when oppressed, restores me when wandering, redeems when oppressed. Obviously, it's a paraphrase on the well-known Psalm 23. And Bill has requested this in honour of his mother. So let's get a... Well, we haven't had a cornet yet on this organ. So let's do that now. Okay. Okay, here we go, Bill. So this one's for you, my friend. Lovely tune, Bill. Thank you very much for sending it through. And not one that I knew. And I think a lot of people didn't know that one as well. As Catherine says, it's a lovely way to honour your mother. There we go, Bill, just for you and just for your mother. So we have some newcomers tonight. We have Ben, who's from Crewe with the fantastic beard. Somebody from Poland, who I can't pronounce the name, I apologise. It's just better me not even trying, it's just going to be so wrong. And Catherine from Texas, you are all welcome. And anyone else who's new, either in the live chat or watching back on catch up, you are all very welcome. If you haven't subscribed, by the way, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. I do quite a lot of these broadcasts every Sunday night and occasional videos during the week as well. So you want to say subscribe so you don't miss them. And also, if you could just click the like button on this video. It's very easy to do. It costs you nothing at all. It just costs you a click with your finger or with your mouse or whatever tablet or device or whatever you're using. I would just really appreciate a little click on the like button. Okay, so now we ought to have a couple of these we're going to have a golden favourite now. So we nearly got enough money for God of Our Fathers with fanfares. Didn't quite make it, but I'm feeling generous. So I'll play it for you. So the golden favourites are what I think are your favourites, and it's just a little bit of way to raise a bit of money. Just a bit of fun. Oh, we did have Praise to the Lord the Almighty. I did see that one. We did have that one. That one was sponsored by, I did see it. GEORGE. Yeah, let's not forget that. So let's start with GEORGE's sponsoring of the golden favourite, $20. Praise to the Lord, the Almighty, the King of creation. Made famous, of course, because we had a virtual choir back in 2020 who sang this very, very nicely indeed. One of my favourites, this one. Here we go. Great tune, isn't it? LOBE den Herrn. One of the all-time greats. Okay, and then we had a sponsored hymn earlier. Let's just make sure we're getting in all the sponsored hymns. Ooh, to a tune called St. George's Edinburgh. Ooh, don't know this one. And the words are, ye gates lift up your heads on high, ye doors that last for aye. Or that should be I suppose, to rhyme with high. Be lifted up, be lifted up, that so the King of glory enter may. But who of glory is the King? The mighty Lord is this, even that same Lord, that's great in might and strong in battle is. Because those words are so familiar from, from Messiah, it felt a bit like, what's that chap from Star Wars who says everything backwards?
Yoda.
Yoda. Like he's
chap. He's not really a chap, is he?
I couldn't quite. The words are in the wrong order. It's like that's not.
He's not an average chap, is he, Yoda? What do you think, Nala?
Is he a chap? I don't know.
He's no more of a chap than Nala is a common cat.
It's a little alien fellow, really, isn't he?
It's Yoda. He's a legend. It's just like Nala. Oh, Nala.
Okay, so this one is for Flawless Bus 95. One of my favourite, again, one of my favourite usernames. Flawless Bus 95. Can I give you 2 verses? I'm not sure how many verses there should be, but I'm going to play it twice, I think. Okay, give it a go, see what happens, see what comes out in the wash. Did you know that one?
No.
No, I didn't know that one at all.
Didn't.
Man's Mouse says this psalm. This psalm's sung. Is that a typo? This psalm is sung to the tune St. George's Edinburgh, and is well known and sung with gusto in Scotland in 4 parts by the congregation. Okay, there's a good bit where it goes into unison. That's pretty cool. How many times do you sing it through? Is it just a once through? Or do you sing it twice? I think it probably is once through, actually. But there we go, Flora. I suppose that one was just for you. You heard it twice, possibly by mistake. But no, intentional. It was intentional, wasn't it? Playing it twice because it was enjoying it. Okay, so we're going to have now one of the so we had HYFRYDOL sponsored as well by James Mossop, one of the golden favourites. So we've had Praise to the Lord the Almighty sponsored. Thank you very much for that one. We have had Allelujah, Sing to Jesus, HYFRYDOL sponsored as well by James Mossop. So thank you very much. And well, we've not quite had God of Our Father sponsored, but I'll play it anyway. The only one that wasn't sponsored really was When Peace Like a River, which is an American favourite, It Is Well With My Soul. And then Jerry Martin has sponsored the Vierne Finale, which we will have as the voluntary. So before we get to that, we've got a couple of golden favourites to get through. It sounds like a Radio 2 thing, isn't it? Golden favourites. Probably is, but I apologise if I'm ripping anybody off, but I didn't mean to. So let's go into a little bit of HYFRYDOL. One of the greats, this. A great hymn for reharmonization in the final verse. You basically heard me do this lots of times, so you know how my reharm goes now. But let's all get involved. All sing along now. After 3, and 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much, James Mossop, for sponsoring that golden favourite. Next golden favourite coming your way is the one with the big fanfares in the middle. Although we haven't got any big reeds on this one, so I have to just play the notes a bit firmer to make them play a bit louder. That's how it works, isn't it? It's God of our fathers. God of our fathers, there it is. God of our fathers, whose almighty hand leads forth in beauty all the starry band. Let me just quickly go to this one. I think it's better in here actually. There it is. 4 verses of this national hymn, it's called. Okay. There we go. God of our fathers, whose almighty hand, the national hymn, one of the most popular ones in America, with the fanfares in between each line and verse. So many fanfares, in fact, that our 1-year-old daughter, I think, woken up. I don't think the organ woke her up. I think she normally sleeps through the organ, doesn't she, Nala? What do you think? Do you sleep through the organ? I'll tell you who does sleep through the organ. Hugo, it just doesn't bother him at all. He just sleeps through absolutely anything. He's an amazing sleeper, as our little man. Trying to wake him up is hard. But Charlotte, we'll go out for a drive in the car, and she'll be in an amazing sleep. She'll, it'll be bliss, and Hugo and Charlotte will be in the back seat, and it'll be Charlotte will be. She normally has a head like that, and Hugo is just like, oh, like that, bobbing around in the car, because we have quite hard suspension, so it's bouncing around, and I'm normally driving, and I can see up ahead, brake lights and traffic coming to a standstill, and I'm thinking, oh no, because when we get to a standstill, and as soon as we stop, Charlotte gets suspicious and just starts to wake up. But then the moment we set off again, she's back. So I have to, if there's traffic ahead, like a traffic light, I have to brake like super annoyingly early. So the car behind me is thinking, what on earth is this cautious driver doing? So when I get to the traffic, hopefully it's moving so she doesn't wake up. It doesn't always work, so sometimes we stop and we're like, oh no. Then when she wakes up, it's like she won't go back to sleep. Like, you know what I'm talking about. You've all been there, I'm sure. Catherine B says, bravo, encore, encore. Well, luckily for you, Catherine, we do have something. I have something up my sleeve. No, that's not an iWatch. Well, it is an iWatch, but not that. I have a little encore for you, a little organ voluntary. Sue Potato says, my little boy sleeps through most things. My little girl is a different story. It's exactly the same here. Hugo incorporates it into his dreams, says Bobby. And Garrett says he has to get this organ. It is a good one. It is a good one. Particularly the mixtures. I think they sound really good. Let's, however, see what it sounds like in a very popular French piece when I released this organ with Piot on when was it? Last week, wasn't it? It was last Saturday, a week ago yesterday. Already, gosh. I played quite a lot of French music on it because I think it sounded really good. So I played the pièce Héroïque and then the big Tournemire piece, Victime Pascal Laudes. Let's have a go at this finale by Louis Vierne. This comes from his first organ symphony. Great tune, which is in the pedals. It's that one, all right? So it's that one. Let's have a go. Let's we. Okay, this is going to be loud. All right, so I've really enjoyed Virtual Church as always. So thank you very much for your company. Thank you very much for just for keeping coming back. That is the best thing, to be honest, that you keep coming back for more. So spread the word. If you have enjoyed it, please do, click the like button. Please do leave me a comment on the video. I love it when you leave comments. So after the video finishes, get on there and say, oh, that reminds me, I want to start, I'm not quite sure how to do this, but I want to capture your favorite hymn of tonight's virtual church, or whichever virtual church in the future, your favorite hymn, and I want to have a vote for what was your favorite hymn through the entire session, and then I might upload that as a single upload and put text on the screen with the words. Any ideas on how we best might be able to do that? I might. Could you? So we've got 200 people watching. Could we please try this week? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a comment on the video after it's finished, And can you please reply to my video? Let's try this. With your favorite item, okay? As a comment on the video after the video has finished, okay? Or just leave me a comment with your favorite hymn. That might just be easier, I suppose. Not in the live chat, as a comment on the video, the different things. And then I'll try to upload it as a separate upload with text on the screen. Okay, that might work, that might be quite cool. Vierne's Finale from his Symphony Numero 1. Caroline just said, "This Piazza organ," she said, "It's quite good, isn't it?" She said, "Oh, yeah, it's all right. It's good."
I hear so many sample sets.
You
This one
do?
sounds good.
Yeah, you've probably heard more sample sets than any other partner for any.
Well,
How
and I
verbal
really
this,
hear
I
them as
suppose.
well. You're just not listening to them through headphones. I actually hear them in the room.
Yeah, I
And
know.
some of them are more lively than others.
Lively.
This one's pretty lively.
What is the most lively one? What was
Harlem.
It's Harlem, wasn't it? You said
Yeah,
it
with
was lively.
all that key action noise.
Well, Romsey is lively then, in that case.
It is.
My own Romsey Abbey sample set, of course, is very lively.
Quite lively, but it's not got as loud a blower as... Well, you've got that weird background noise ambience thing.
That
in
is just
Romsey.
what it sounded like. Rather oddly, that is what it sounded like at about 1 o'clock in the morning after I had just gone to the loo. So I popped out to the loo. This is so random. I recorded the ambient noise in Romsey by clicking record on the microphones and going out just to the loo so I could capture the background for 15 minutes. And the noise that you heard in the Abbey was the Abbey noise without me being in the building. So all that clicking around and stuff, no one was in there, and it was at 1 o'clock in the morning, I think, or 2 in the morning, whenever it was.
Ghost of Lord Mountbatten.
Yeah, exactly.
Mountbatten. He was approving of what you were doing.
I hope so. Well, there we go. I think we should call it a night there.
Yes, this is a good sample set. You should buy it.
I've got it.
I'm saying you to the audience.
Oh, I see.
The congregation.
Yeah,
you should buy it. It's good. It's lively.
The live
You
chat
heard
should buy
it
it.
straight from the horse's mouth.
Who you
It's
calling
good.
a horse?
I'm the horse.
Oh, you're the horse. Not
Yeah.
a pony then. You're a horse now, are you?
No.
You promoted yourself from a donkey.
We need to thank two very special people.
We do.
James
Nala and Bob. Oh,
and Josh.
Yes. James
James
Palmer,
and
Josh Wilson for
Producer 32 extraordinaire.
Producer 32 extraordinaire.
Oh, have you told them you've got some new merch?
Well, not officially. I haven't really.
Richard's getting some
it
new
yet.
merch. You heard it here first, straight from the horse's
that's it.
mouth.
Give it all away, why don't you? Give it all away.
Ah.
It will be appearing on the shop, but it's on the shop now. You can go and have a look. My clothing range has had an update.
And thank you to Bill as well. So we should actually call them the what should we call them? Trio, a terrific trio.
Terrific.
Like a trio sonata.
Well, the trio, is that what they want to be called?
Tremendous trio. What do you think, Nara?
Terrible trio.
Anyway, you're all brilliant. Thank you.
Terrible, tremendous.
Terrible.
Troublesome.
Triumphant.
Troublesome.
Triumphant.
Terrifically helpful threesome. There we go.
Oh, look, it says Victor May Pasc on there.
If they can't see that, and then 007 down there. Okay, come on, let's call it a night there before it degenerates any further. And it already
Descending
has.
into farce here at VIS HQ.
I'm getting very thirsty and rather tired, actually. So I will say thank you to everyone, to our producers, James and Josh, as always. Thank you to Thomas Maronta for sending in a top 5 dedicated to his mother, and of course to Mothering Sunday or Mother's Day, whatever you want to call it. And just thank you to everyone else for watching, for staying tuned, for coming back every week. And thank you to the microphones for working, because they're pretty
Catherine
new
B,
ones.
yes you can. www.beautyinsound.co.uk.
There we go, that's my shop. There we go. There's lots of stuff on there. Yeah, cool, okay. Well, good night, everyone. Thank you so much for company, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Cheerio. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
You right, Nala?
Cheerio.
She's just staring at the paddleboard. It's really weird.
There's a mouse. There's a mouse down there.
There might well be.